Hi everyone, good evening. This is Tunde Disu from the Admirals. This is a program that we've all been looking forward to, and I know some of you are already in the know about it. So come on, let's start the program. Join on and let's see who is out there. It's going to be a great time. This is a special program for men, and I'm so looking forward to seeing how many of you out there are going to join me as we look into this special area of becoming a better man. It's a very special program, and it's a very special message because as men we have a lot of responsibilities, a lot of obligations that we carry, and rightly so. So it's a way of putting tools in our hands to become better men, so that we can deliver maximally on the assignment that that God has given to us. Really, first to lead ourselves, lead our families, and lead the world in general. So it's definitely going to be a great time. I can see many of you are already coming on board. Thank you for those that are joining. One of the things I would like to do is to make sure we start on time so that we can maximize the time that we have together. So thank you for all those who are joining. Oh, Gibson, all the way from Zimbabwe. Thank you. Olasu coming from Nigeria. Wow. Lalekan Bola, Katie Moideme. My goodness, this is looking good. We just give it a minute or so before we get into today's topic, and this program is specially for men. Now that doesn't mean the women can't partake. In fact, the first person to join us today is our very own Sister Katie Moideme. So thank you so much for being part of this. I'm sure it's going to be great. It's definitely going to be great. Thank you so much for all of you that are joining. Charlene, Newsman, thank you for coming. Peter Osayende, wow. Thank you. Thank you, all of you. Well, I think we'll start and the rest will join us as we go along. This platform is set up primarily to help us as men to become all that we have the potential to be. You see, God is very wise. When he created men as in male, he gave us specific tools, specific assignment to deliver on a specific agenda. And so, along the line, some of these tools, some of these ingredients that God gave us, for one reason or the other, we have dropped them along the way. And so this platform is to help us pick them up so that we can become all that God wants us to be. Thank you, Tunde, Kenny, all the way from Nigeria. Thank you for joining us also. So what is becoming a better man all about? Well, when you look at the life of a man, and please, I want you to be involved, ask questions, pass your comments as we go along. When you look at the life of a man, you see that most of the time, mostly we're not maximizing in our person. And because of that, everything around us and about us is also missing out. So this program is going to run every Thursday at 8 p.m. And every week we will pick on a topic, we will discuss it. We will then give a task of what we have to do during the week to put into practice what we are discussing or what we have discussed for that week. Now, the reason we saying we have to give feedback is this. In order for you to achieve your goal, there are certain ingredients that you must take on board. There has to be determination, You have to be responsible. But most importantly, you have to be accountable. You see, accountability is the key. People don't do what you say, they only do what you supervise. So being accountable to other men will help us in fulfilling or in completing each task as it is given every week. So it's going to be fun. What are we doing this week? This is our first program. The topic we're looking at under becoming a better man is what I have defined as find your N.U.T.s. Find your N.U.T.s. Now the N.U.T.s there is it's an acronym. It's N.U.T.s. Find your N.U.T.s. One of the most important challenges that faces every good man who wants to be better is finding out exactly what he's committed to. Until you know what you are committed to, you can't improve on it. You can't even give account for it. So in order to move from being a good man to becoming a better man, there has to be an accountability, a reckoning of what you are committed to as a man. Without a clear understanding of this commitment, of this level of commitment, it is easy for a man, without this understanding of what you are committed to. And sometimes what you are committed to is, what do I stand for? Who am I? What do I stand for? What are the things that make me who I am? Somebody once said, if you don't know where you are going, everywhere you get to will look like it is, because you don't know where you're going. I don't know about you. If you've been to a mall and it's a very big mall, and you're trying to get to a particular shop or a particular store, a particular place, you look at the map. There will be a red dot somewhere that says, you are here. Until you establish where you are, to navigate to where you want to go is going to be an issue. So, for a man, therefore, to go from being a good man to a better man, you also have to identify, where are you? So the question I'm asking you today, the question I want all of us, and I want to see your answers. I want us to be interactive. I want to see what you are saying. You can ask me questions as well. Who are you? You see, Jesus at a point turned to his disciples and he said, who do people say I am? Now, that's not because he has identity crisis. No. But all he's trying to establish is, I know who I am. I know where I am. But for those of you around me and about me, what do you think? What do you say about me? And obviously they said, some said. Then Peter said, you are. He identified who Jesus was. And so it is the same in your life and my life. Who are you? You see, without a clear understanding of what you stand for, what you accept and not accept as a man, it is easy for that man to go down the slippery road of compromising himself, of resentment, of despair, of anger, of frustration. But in order to avoid that, you need to establish who you are. You see, who you are will go a long way to affect the things around you. For instance, when the disciples were saying, you are this, you are this, you are that, Jesus came to a point where he introduced himself to them. And from that point, they know exactly who he is and how to relate to him. And for you and I as men, we also need to know who we are. And part of that is establishing, these are the things I stand for, these are the things I won't stand for. And those things that you stand for and those things that you won't stand for are the things that I have referred to as your N.U.T.s. N.U.T.s. Now, what does it stand for? N.U.T.s simply stands for your non-negotiable, unalterable terms. These are your non-negotiable, unalterable terms. What does that mean? It means when people think of you, when people mention your name, when people see you, immediately there's a picture that is formed based on those terms that they know they are not negotiable as far as you are concerned, and they are not alterable. Now, does that mean you become rigid and not bending? No. It's not like that. It just means these are the parameters. This is the boundary that defines who I am as a man. These non-negotiable, unalterable terms, they are the boundary around your life and my life. And without the full understanding of them, you keep compromising yourself. And you see, you are the most trusted person that you know. Do you know that? If they ask you, show me the person that you trust the most, you point to yourself. You are the most trusted person that you know. But what happens if you are now not sure of yourself? What chance have we got? As your friends, your colleagues, if you don't know yourself, if you don't know what you stand for, you will fall for anything. So the N.U.T.s, your non-negotiable, unalterable terms are the pillars that hold you in place before the whole world. Now, I need to know if this is helping you in any way. I need to see what you are saying. I'd like to hear your feedback. I don't want this to be like I'm just here talking and it's not a classroom. I want it to be interactive. So please, let me hear what you're saying. Type something to let me know that you are following me on this journey. So as I was saying, your N.U.T.s, they are unique to you because they define you. They are unique to you because they are you. They are for you. They are set by you. They are managed by you. The same way that you and I are completely, totally different from one another is the same thing with your N.U.T.s, because it is meant for you, designed by you, and managed by you, for you. So they are unique to you. There are no two people that are the same. In the same way, there are no two N.U.T.s that are exactly the same, because they reflect who you are as a man. They reflect the things that you will stand for, the things that you will tolerate, the things that you won't tolerate. Those are your N.U.T.s. Your N.U.T.s are things that you are committed to, things that matters to you more than anything. Now, if you ask a man to say, okay, what are those things that matters to you the most? What are those things that you stand for? What are those things that define you? You will hear things like my relationship with my wife, my children, my walk with God, my career, my principle regarding this and that. I'm a man of honor, a man of integrity. I'm a man of tolerance. I'm a patient man. And those are some of your N.U.T.s. The only thing is you have not defined them like that up till now. Moving on, over the years, a lot of people who have had an encounter with this message, this topic that we're looking into. Remember, we're talking about how to become a better man. And on this particular program, we're looking at defining your N.U.T.s, your non-negotiable, unalterable terms. And over the years, people have drawn up different lists. Like I said, it is unique to you, so you will have to determine what your knots are. Now, let me ask this question from all of us that are online tonight. What are your knots? I want you to tell me. Type something to tell me that you're actually. Gibson said, what defines me is what God created me to be. You see, for him, he's defining one of his knots as the relationship, the understanding of who God created him to be. What are yours? I want you to tell me what are some of those things that you stand for, that defines you. What are your knots? Your non-negotiable, unalterable terms. What are they? Because I have a list here that I'm going to give out shortly as some examples. Remember, at the end of this, at the end of the live cast today, we are going to go away as men with a specific task, which are expected to attend to during the week and give feedback to this forum. If you agree with me that will help, please just let me know. Say something, type something to tell me that you think that's a good idea. Because as men, we need to encourage each other. We need to challenge each other. We need to motivate each other. But most importantly, we need to hold ourselves accountable. So what are your knots? What are your knots? What are your knots? Let me give you some examples while you are thinking. Maybe this will help you come up with some of the things that you will classify as your knots. Here is a short list of some non-negotiable, unalterable terms that some men like you and I, they have come up with. Things like, I am faithful to my wife. I say what I want. Compassion for my family trumps my need to be right. Can you see how people are thinking? What defines people? What people will things they will stand for, that will hold them. Let's go for it. Where are thy brothers keeper? Ready for the homework. Okay, Gibson, thank you. It seems to be Gibson is the only one talking on this platform tonight. Gentlemen, I need to hear what you're thinking. Let's make this interactive. Let's help one another, motivate and encourage other men so that we all can come out at the end of this journey better men. Well, Benson, Dr. Benson, he said, I'm a loyal friend. I like loyalty. You see, for him, loyalty is key. It's important. These are some of the things we need to start taking on board as we go along. So I will continue with the list while you think of what your Moses said. In the last few weeks, I found that I've had to change what my non-negotiable terms are. Primarily that I will no longer divert from training that I received while in the armed forces. You see, Moses is telling us that he was in the armed forces and he learned some discipline. He took on board some life skills, and over the years he has allowed them he has relaxed about them, and he's now saying he's picking them up. He's picking them up again because he recognizes the impact those things had in his life when he was following them religiously. So I replace doubt with acts of faith. That's somebody's not. I'm a risk taker. That's somebody is defining one of their not as a risk taker. I devote at least 3 hours a week to my personal development. See, that's a biggie for men. That's a big one for men. Personal development. So this that we're doing today is part of personal development. I do not indulge in my addiction. That is somebody's not. He said, I do not indulge in my addiction. Somebody said, I'm a man of my word. Period. I am a man of my word. Now another one say, I do not show anger to my parents. That now, to some people, what's the big deal about that? But it is big for this person, that whatever vibes or whatever information, whatever message is coming from his parents, he'll choose not to show anger towards them. I spend time with men. That somebody's not. They spend time with men. Somebody said, I exercise regularly. Bodily exercise profited. Somebody said, I do whatever it takes to keep my family in our home. I do whatever it takes to keep my family in our home. Somebody said, I speak my mind in spite of my fear of confrontation. See, that's an area that a lot of men are dealing with, because you don't want to be seen as being confrontational. You just hold yourself, you hold your peace, you don't want to ruffle any feather, you don't want to step on toes. Now, I'm not advocating that you go out and walk over everybody and become unhelpful or rude. However, all I'm saying is, for somebody, I will speak my mind in spite of my fear of confrontation. Mrs. Benson has joined us too. You see, men, it's not just, this is not helping just men. Even ladies are they joining us to see what we're talking about. Because these principles, yes, we're talking on this platform to men, but it's applicable to all of us. Somebody said, one of his own notes is, I do not hide out at work just to avoid issues at home. Peter Osanyede said, being conscious of doing what is right as much as I can daily. Now, look at the strength. Look at the strength of that conviction, of that note for Peter. Being conscious of doing what is right as much as I can daily. Kate said, I am diligent to whatever I lay my hands on to do. Wow. I'm enjoying this. This is good stuff. This is good. And you see, some of this, you may be thinking about it. You may think, oh, it's really not important. But now you're hearing other people saying these are key issues for them. That would help you. That's the encouragement that I was referring to earlier on. Somebody said, I choose which of my friendships to maintain. I choose which of my friendships to maintain. I do not sell out who I am to placate others. You see, this list, the list here, I mean, it's very long. I can't read all of it. It's just meant to inspire you, to help you see what other people are thinking, what other people are saying, how other people are determining their notes. Now, quickly, let's look at what are the advantages, what are the benefits that will accrue to you just because you have your notes. Having your notes will transform your life and relationship because you are clear about where you stand for and what you won't stand for. And the people around you too, they know exactly, when it comes to that, don't talk to him about that. He won't take that from you. It will help your relationship. It will transform your life. It will give you peace as well. When you have notes, your non-negotiable, unalterable terms, it is easy for you to make decisions. It is very easy for you to make decisions when you have your notes. And it also helps the people around you to know how to relate to you and how to respect you when you have your notes. Now, let's quickly look at how to find your notes. How do you find your notes? How do you find? Somebody give me an idea. So now you know what notes are. your non-negotiable, unalterable terms, the pillars that hold your life, the things you stand for and the things you won't stand for, the barriers or the boundaries that demarcate your space. So how do you go about finding them? How do you determine them? How do you put them in place? Talk to me, somebody. Moses said, I strongly believe that we men as a whole should make one of our primary non-negotiable terms to be being our brother's keeper. I've received some calls from my brothers in the last couple of days, and you see, look out for each other. Look out for each other. That is somebody's not. To be there for his brother, to be there for his friend, make himself available. A brother in need is a brother indeed. Jill has joined us. How is evolved? I believe it's evolving. Thank you for being part of this. So let's look at some of the ways to find your knot. For some people, it will take a long time to determine, because you must understand, as your life changes, some of these terms, some of these non-negotiable, unalterable terms will also have to be tweaked a little here and there. Bolan said, I'm a quality assurance and quality control personnel. I got to understand that never to compromise. You have to ensure the quality of whatever you are doing so that it will last for a long time. So in his case, quality assurance, demanding from himself and from others around him quality in everything they do, is a knot for him. And you see how this is coming out, and I hope it's helping some of you. So I was saying that how to find your knot. For some people, it's going to take a lot of thinking, a lot of working, a lot of writing and rewriting, editing and re-editing. But some people, they can just sit down and in a space of half an hour, they've come up with their list of knots. But before you make that list, you need to answer these questions, or rather, I would like these few questions to guide you, because they will provoke you to think and look deeper than you ordinarily would have done without addressing these questions. So in choosing your knots, I need you to answer these 6 questions. The first one is, what is the most important thing to you in life? Okay, let's pause there and you tell me, in your life, what is the most important thing? What is the most important thing in your life? Anybody? Anything? Tell me. Let's share it. We're in a sharing mode now. Let's share. What is the most important thing in your life right now? Shireen has joined us. Thanks, Shireen. Hi, Junior. What is the most important thing in your life right now? You see, unless you know what that is, you won't be able to put guard around it for it to become a non-negotiable term for you, an unalterable term for you, unless you identify what's the most important thing for you in your life. The second question, are there activities I used to do for fun that I no longer do? Right, Moses mentioned something earlier on, that some of the discipline, some of the things he learned when he was in the military, he is now going back to pick them up. Peter said, as far as he's concerned, the most important thing to him in his life is his Christian faith. Bolan said, for him, it is maximizing his time. It is maximizing his time. So the second question, why people are writing and contributing to on this platform, what are there activities that you used to do maybe for fun, that you no longer do. What are they? What are they? Because you probably have left those things because someone interfered, or you become resentful towards that person. Hey, Tunji Erile, wow. How are you, Tunji? Tunji and I were we attended the same secondary school. Hi, Tunji, it's good to have you on board. So the third question you need to answer in making this list of your terms, the third question you need to answer is, are there valuable friendships with men that you have allowed to sleep? Oh, my friend has just done Sarah Garande, my covenant friend. As a long man. So the third question you need to answer in order for you to come up with your list of N.U.T.s, your non-negotiable, unalterable terms. The third question is, are there valuable friendships that you have allowed to sleep? You've allowed to wane. You are not paying attention to, you are not following up with, you are not relating to the way you used to. What are those friendships that you've allowed to fall by the wayside? You need to answer that question. You need to answer that question. The fourth question you need to answer, where am I currently having problems? Now that is big. So let me ask you, where are you currently having problems? Are you shy? You can't speak to a group of people or a large audience? Are you unhappy? Are you frustrated? Are you sad? Are you lonely? What are those things? What are those things that you are currently dealing with? Because, gentlemen and ladies that are with us, let us help one another. This platform is not a lecture hall. It is for us to rub minds, to interact, to change ideas, to explain to one another how to make life work, so that at the end of the day we can all become better for it. So it's important for us to take this on board. Thank you. Welcome, Mr. Kunle Ajala. So the fourth question is, where am I currently having problems? Are you frustrated? Are you angry? What are the areas in your life that you're currently having problems with? And when you look back at those areas that you're having issues with, hand on heart, ask yourself, are you having those issues because you've compromised yourself in those areas? Because remember, we said you're not at the things that you stand for, things that you will not change, not compromise, not alter. But once you start compromise on those areas, you start to resent yourself. And because you are not happy, unhappy people tend to share it among the people around them. The fifth question is, what dreams have I abandoned? In fact, I'm going to stop talking for a while here because I need to hear from you. What dreams have you abandoned? Somebody said the graveyard is the wealthiest place on earth, because in the graveyard are dreams that never see the light of the day, books that were not written, songs that were not sung, lives that were never lived, potentials that were never fulfilled. So I'm asking right now, what dreams have you abandoned? What dreams have you abandoned? I'm asking, I want to hear from you. What dreams have you abandoned? Let me give you my own personal example. Recently, a few months ago, I published my first book, Elisha Project, The Privilege of Serving Leaders. I started writing that book maybe 8-9 years ago, but a time came when I I just lost interest and I abandoned it. I left it untouched for years. And every now and again, my wife would say, "You've been talking about this, your book. When is it going to come out?" I just really didn't take much to it. But then there are friends around me. They started publishing their books. And I went back to it. But then it wasn't just flowing. Until a friend, you see, this is one of the reasons why you must have friends in your life that will pull you by the scruff of the neck and yank your lazy self out of the seat so that you can fulfill your potentials. I remember Brian Zimba saying to me, "Sir, every week I'm going to check on you. I want to know how many words have you written this week on that book." And some other friends like that around me, helping me to wake up that dream that I'm already letting go to waste. But to the glory of God, that book was published in Kindle format on the 1st of November last year. And whoa, what a joy it was for me. It was, I felt fulfilled. I've done something. I have something with my name on it. So the question I'm asking is, what dream have you let go? Sarah said, "So true, sir. The graveyard is so wealthy with unrealized dreams and potentials." There you go. There you go. You don't want to be part of that. You don't want to become a statistic like that. So what dream have you abandoned? These are some of the things that you must ask yourself as you prepare your N.U.T.s, your non-negotiable, unalterable terms. Then the last question you need to ask yourself is, if I'm going to be the man I want to be, what will I have to do differently? If I am really convinced that I want to be a better man, okay? How many people out there want your heart desire is to be better than who you are? I know it's all of us. We are all striving to be better. Mamusu just joined us. Welcome, Mamusu. If I'm going to be better than I am now, what will I have to do differently? You know the popular saying, insanity is doing the same thing, expecting a different result. So what would you have to do differently? If you go back to the list that are some of the things I mentioned as some of the N.U.T.s that other people have pulled together, you will see some of the things that you can take on board from that list. Quickly, let's move on. So, we have talked about why this platform is there. We've talked about what we're doing. Tonight's topic is finding your N.U.T.s. N.U.T.s. November Uniform Tango Sierra. Find your N.U.T.s. And N.U.T.s simply stands for non-negotiable, unalterable terms. The boundaries that define your life, the parameters with which your life is lived, the pillars that is holding you in place, your character traits. Who are you? What do people say you are? Those are your N.U.T.s. And I've given you some of the examples, some examples of what some people have defined as their N.U.T.s. We've also looked at just now 6 questions to help you in forming your own N.U.T.s. Having said all of that, the task for this week, therefore, ladies and gentlemen, since we have ladies amongst us, and you are very welcome, and thank you for honoring us with your presence. Ije Okoye has just joined us too. Thank you, all of you. So the task for this week, because remember, this program will go live every Thursday at 8 p.m. Every Thursday at 8 p.m. And if this message, if this program, if what we're talking about is a blessing to you, why don't you share it? Because sharing it, you not just expose it to your other friends and contacts, but it will also keep a footprint of this program on your timeline. And if need be, you can go back and listen to it again and again. So go ahead and share what you are hearing right now. Please do me that favor. Share this program tonight, so that you have a copy of it on your timeline, and it will be able to reach some of your friends that I can't reach because they are your friends. So I'm encouraging you to just click the share button, and if you are in any group, share it among your groups as well. It will help all of us. Remember, this platform is to encourage, to motivate, and to make all of us accountable one to another. So the task for this week, as we're saying, is to define, to make a list, to identify what your knots are. How do you do that? Number one, there are steps to doing it. Number one, the first step is you have to carve out the time. Remember, this is about you and your life. This is about you becoming better. This is about you achieving your potentials and becoming all that God has purposed for you. I think it is worth the time for you to set aside a particular time. So carve out a good time when it will just be you and you alone. What God has joined together, let no man put asunder, and I respect that. But this one, you have to do it for you, by you, because it relates to you and yourself. Find somewhere private where there are no distractions. Switch off the phone. Maybe once the kids are in bed at night, switch off the phone, switch off the TV, put WhatsApp down, because you need to determine where your life is going. So find a quiet place where you can spend some time with yourself. The second step is the list that I gave earlier on and some that you have chosen for yourself. Go through them with a fine-tooth comb and identify which of them relates to you, which of them you want to take on board, which of them will help you in your bag of nuts. Once you have identified them, then use those 6 questions that we asked earlier on to do a check mark on each of those lists and see how many of them will answer at least 3 of those 6 questions. For a quick recap, the 6 questions are: what's most important to you in life? Are there activities that you used to do for fun you have abandoned? Are there valuable friendships that you have allowed to slip away? Where are you currently having problems in your life? What dreams have you abandoned? And finally, to become a better man, what do you have to do differently? So use those 6 questions to checkmate your list, to see how many on your list will answer those questions. But bear in mind that as you develop, as you grow, as life happens, some of these things will then not have to be completely erased, but you have to tweak them to suit your current level of lifestyle. So I'm saying your knots are important. Your knots are unique to you. They are for you, by you. They guide your life. They establish your person. They point you in the direction of your destination. It helps people around you to know how to relate to you and all of that. So, as you mature, as you grow, as you develop, as life experiences come onto you and you interact with life and changes and circumstances and all of that, you then have to visit your notes list every now and again to see where you need to make adjustment, where you need to make changes, where you need to tweak it, where you need to rearrange it. Sam, you are welcome. So this list will continue to grow and evolve with you as you go through your life. Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, finding your knots, establishing your non-negotiable, unalterable terms is our first step on this ladder on how to become a better man. Now, from all that we have said tonight and all that you have heard tonight and the contributions that you have made and the task that we have set for ourselves for this week, this is what I would like us to do. Over the course of this week, I want you to give your feedback, to tell us how you're finding it. What are some of the things that you are not too clear about? Maybe you joined the program late and you want to know, oh, what did you say about this? How do you go about that? Whatever it is, I'd like to hear your feedback. Also, as we said, one of the reasons for this platform is to help men, to motivate men, to encourage them, but more than that, to hold men accountable one to another. As we go along on this program, there are certain people that you will become familiar with their presence. It's an opportunity for you to make new friends. And if there's an old friend, there is an opportunity for you to reignite that friendship and hold each other accountable. And as we do that, we all will become better men for it and better women for it. Because the Bible says he raised us up together with him. So it is all of us going for the same upliftment to become better men. Once again, if you haven't shared this program, if this has helped you, if you have gained anything, don't keep it to yourself. Share it. Right underneath the video page, there's a share button there. We all used to Facebook now. All you do is click that share button, share it on your timeline. You will have a copy of it, and your contacts, your friends of friends also will be able to see what we've done. I'm going to stop talking now. We have about 10 to 12 minutes. I want to hear your feedback. How has this been? How have you found this? Has it been helpful? What have you seen, learned, gained? Is there anything you would like to say about this program for tonight? So I'm going to stop talking now. It's time for me to hear from you. So let me hear what your comments are, what your queries are, your questions, whatever it is. I'm here. I want to hear it. And I'm really eager to hear what you have to say and some of your comments as well. I'd like to hear your comments, and if you haven't shared the program, go ahead and share it so that it can be a blessing to others. Let me hear your comments. What are you saying? Let me hear what you want to say, what you would like to contribute to tonight's program. Let me hear what specifically throughout this period that has been a blessing to you, has touched you, has resonated with you, whatever it is. I'd like to hear it. I'd like to hear your comments. I'd like to hear, maybe you have a question you want to ask me. Please feel free, go ahead. We're a family. Ade Adedako just joined us. You're very welcome. And if you haven't shared this on your timeline, please go ahead and share it as well so that you can listen to it again. Good. Moses is asking, honestly, It's been an eye-opener, especially as the question got us to ask ourselves questions. I started asking myself. So he's been asking himself some questions, and maybe he's not even sure how to answer them. And now, because of being part of this program, he's now seeing that, I wasn't weird asking myself those questions. That's a good one. Thank you, Moses. I appreciate that. I want to hear what others are saying, what others want to contribute. We have just about 10 minutes left on this program. Andrew, I want to hear from you. And again, if you haven't shared the program, go ahead and do that as well. Go ahead and do that as well. So, Moses, if I may ask you, can you tell us give me an example of this question that you've been asking yourself, and now we're bringing it back to you again. Give me an example of what this question is. Give me one example. Somebody else say something. I'd like to hear what you... Remember, this is my first time of doing Facebook Live too, so maybe there are things I need to take on board. Please feel free to tell me so that I can learn. We are all learning one from another. You see, one of the questions that Moses has been asking himself is, are there any dreams that I have let die? Are there any dreams that he has allowed to just die and just let it go? Gibson, Fugede, my friend, my brother, job well done, Pastor Tunde. Keep at it. The work is plenty. The workers like you are few. Men have abdicated their roles and responsibilities. This program reminds us of who we are and what we stand for. Thank you, sir. I really appreciate that, and I'm praying for you. Go and touch that land and let the land know there is a God in heaven who cares for the people of Zimbabwe. I'm praying for you. I'm standing with you, my brother. Thank you. Appreciate that. Good word. So, question. We have about 7 minutes more before we come off air. So feel free to ask your question, your comment, your views, anything you want to say. Please feel free to. Let's make this interactive. Let's make it rich and help one another. And if you haven't, again, I know I'm sounding like a broken record now. If you haven't shared this program, please feel free, go ahead and share it. I'm sure it will be a blessing to somebody in your circle of influence and within your contacts as well. So feel free, go ahead and share it. Thank you, my beloved. I appreciate you. Thank you. My wife said it's excellent. I couldn't have gotten a more accolade than that. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Please feel free to share this program. Feel free. Come on, guys. Let's hear what you have to say. What are you saying? We have 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes. Say something. What are some of the things that has really touched you in this whole program? Is it your N.U.T.s, how to find them, how to define them? Is it any of those 6 questions that we talked about? Especially I think it's the last one. No, the last 2, he said, what dreams have you abandoned? And the last one says, if I'm going to become a better man, what do I have to do differently? I mean, that is a good question to ask. What do I have to do differently to become the better man that I want to be? Amen. We have 3 more minutes. If you still have something to say, please feel free to say it, ask the question, and let us be richer for it, because you ask the question or you pass a comment. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate your time. It's never taken for granted to have spent this time together. It's an honor, and I appreciate you. Thank you for each and every one of you from different parts of the world, and those that will see this afterwards. Please accept my sincere gratitude. Give sincerity. Go back to Genesis and find out the original purpose of man according to God, not what the society has defined man to be. In fact, as far as society is concerned, we might as well not have men. But go back to the Genesis. Go back to the beginning. In the beginning, and you will find what it means. Kate said, thank you, sir. There are some dreams I have abandoned because life happened. How do I begin again? The good thing is this, Kate, you know what those dreams are. They are not dead. They are asleep. All you have to do is wake them up. You have what it takes to fulfill those dreams. All you have to do is go back to where you left them, pick them up again, maybe get some mentors around you, some people to help you dust it up and shake it up and repackage it, and then start living your dreams. Life is too short to live without dreams. Kenny Jesus said, nice one, just soaking in everything tonight. Expect questions next episode from me, definitely. God bless you. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you too. Thank you, everyone. Moses said, this time has reminded me that the process of being a better man, we must understand that it is exactly that, a process that we have to consistently walk. Amen. Amen. It is a process, and we have to consistently walk through that process. And as we do, step by step, day by day, week by week, we're getting better, we're becoming better. The Bible says the path of a just man is like the shining light. It keeps shining brighter and brighter and brighter till the full day is done. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our time is up. Oh, Paul Odiase, thank you, Paul, for joining us. And please, once again, if you have not shared this program, go ahead and share it on your timeline so that it can be a blessing both to you and your friends and your contacts. And once again, thank you for your time. Same time next week, 8 p.m. on Thursday, we will go live and we'll be looking at another topic entirely, all in the process of becoming a better man and woman. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Until next week, when we meet again, this is Tunde Disu saying, God bless you. Thank you. Bye-bye.